Okay, after actually getting ourselves convinced that deep neural networks are really powerful models and they should be used in the age of data, where a lot of data is available, as we discussed in detail in our previous video. Let's now understand the deep neural networks. And at the very core of the deep neural network, there is a unit called perceptron, and some people call it as neuron. What it is basically a unit that take an input. So consider this is an input, x1, x2, x3. These are all the features through xn. So think that represent a particular point, or maybe a document for NLP task, or maybe an image for image processing task, just flattened out. For now, just ignore this constant 1 and just ignore the corresponding weight W0. These are required for bias terms, which has its own importance, but just ignore them. Let's say this 1 is not there and W0 is not there. So think about the rest of the input, x1, x2, dot, 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 xn, whatever that input represents. For each input feature, there is a number called a real number called the weight for that input. So W1 for x1, W2 for x2, dot, 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 Wn minus 1 for xn minus 1, and Wn for xn. What the sum does is actually it multiplies W1 with x1, W2 with x2, and all the corresponding weights to their corresponding inputs. And these multiplications, they are summed up. So let me write that here. So what happens basically is this: x1 W1 plus x2 W2 plus so on xn Wn. So this is basically what this summation unit is doing. And this summation unit actually produce one output. Let me call that as C, and this output is here, C. Then this Z, which is the weighted sum, just explained here, this Z actually is passed through a nonlinear function. This nonlinear function is also known as activation function, which takes a real number and produces another real number, or maybe the same real number, depends upon the activation function. So that whole thing is one perceptron or neuron, or you can call it as a computational unit in deep neural networks. If I just show you, here is, this is a neuron, this is a neuron. There are several neurons, and this is one layer. These are several neurons in this layer, several neurons in this layer, several neurons in this layer, and so on. So if we understand properly what is a neuron, then we will start connecting the neurons together to make a larger network. I'll explain why activation function is needed. But this computation is really simple. Just you take a weighted sum. But the question really is the result of weighted sum, why it needs to be passed through some nonlinear function, the activation function. I'll explain that later, but for now, just think about the computational unit like this. I'll also explain why do you need to have a bias term, why do you need an extra weight to be attached to all these weights, why the Z should be computed at each neuron in the network, why the Z should be computed in this way, what is this W0 doing. So I'll explain that later, but right now just keep things simple. We have the input, we have the weights that we want to learn. These are the parameters of the neuron. We have to learn these. We want to get these numbers as best as possible to classify this object to the ideal target that it has. So before going into connecting the neurons together, let's actually implement this neuron without activation function in PyTorch, and then we will apply the activation function as well. So let's implement that in PyTorch. basically using torch, using tensors of torch. Let's implement that in Python. Hope to see you in the next video. Okay, so let's implement a simple perceptron, and just implement the perceptron without activation function and test what it does. The coding is really simple. So let's import some of the required packages, like let's import numpy as np. Let's import torch, and we are going to also import torch.nn as neural network, because later on we will be using this predefined functions that are there in PyTorch to define a neural network more efficiently. And let's import, for some display purposes, let's import sys as well. So that's the required packages for now. Let's define a weighted sum function. Let's define weighted sum, and it takes x as input, and it takes the weight vector as input as well. So given both x and w, how can we get the weighted sum or dot product? So I'm assuming here that this x is in numpy, because mostly when we read the data set, that's the data set, we store the data set mostly in numpy arrays. But these are the parameters of neural network or a perceptron. And because we are implementing the whole neural network in this video and in the upcoming videos as well in Torch, let's define this W, or all the things that are related to Torch, as Torch tensors. So first of all, we convert this X to Torch tensor. So Torch from NumPy, and let's give it to X. And next, what we do is we get our Z as torch.mat multiplication, torch.mat multiplication, matrix multiplication, W and H, and return this Z. That's it. That's the implementation. If there are no dimension kind of errors in the dimensions or stuff, if there are no such things, then this is basically implementation till this point, till this particular point, that we and we are not taking care of these this extra weight W naught right now. So let's test it. If it works very well, let's test. So let's first define the W as let's first define the input dimensions, or the embedding dimensions, or the feature dimensions. Let's say the input dimensions or feature dimensions are just 10, just for the sake of example. Let's create data set X as np.random.rand. We have, let's say we are going to create n data points. So n is, let's say, 1,000. We are going to create n data points, so n to input dimensions. And let's say it's a classification problem with only 2 classes. So let's generate the random labels, rand int 0 to 1, 0 to 2, which means the 2 is not included here. 2 is not included here, so 0 to 2, n. So if we just see our data set, you can see x dot shape, that is this, and y dot shape, that is this. And you can also see np dot unique values in y, and the unique values in 0 and 1. Basically, it's a binary classification toy data set that we just created randomly. Now, what we do, once we have the input dimensions available, the total number of dimensions, now we can define our W. So W is torch dot tensor, And we can define this with all zeros or maybe random values. Later on, we will see that in the process of learning, this W actually changes after every iteration. But let's define this through random values as initialization. Random dot maybe uniform or maybe Gaussian random variable. That takes, let's say, 0, the uniform random, the uniform between 0 and 1, let's say. And let's define this W being a vector of dimensions, input dimensions. That's it. And one more thing, because later on we will see that this W has to be updated through the gradient descent process. So to update this W, we need its gradient to be computed automatically, just as we saw in our one of the videos in which I show you what do we mean by automatic differentiation. So let's set this parameter requires gradient equals true. And now we actually have input. Oh, that's input. Now we actually have defined our W and X. Let's pick one of these data points and just call the weighted sum and see what is the result. So Z is equal to, let's say, weighted sum of, let's say, X 0, I mean the very first vector, and the W. And let's see what is Z. So we can now print Z. So this is a Z, which is a tensor type value. This is only a single value, and this is the result. So yeah, we have just implemented a perceptron without activation function and without bias term. And this is the implementation, which is really, really simple. We will build on top of that. I mean, as we move on in the theory of deep neural networks, we will keep building this notebook and keep making it mature more and more to get very deep neural networks trained from scratch. Yeah, hope to see you in the next video.